You know, for us in the Philadelphia region, we're still praying for bikini season, but in LA, it's always bikini season. But who in Hollywood is making the best and worst bikini list of 2013? In Touch Weekly's senior editor is here with her top picks. Back again, Dorothy Cassasari. I never miss a week without my In Touch, and I love the pictures of the best and worst Hollywood beach bodies. It's kind of mean, but I do love it because it's real, or most of it is, right?
Yes, absolutely. It's kind of comforting to know that just because some of these women are rich and famous, you know, they still deal with body issues just like the rest of us.
That's right. Let's start with Jenny. I mean, Jenny McCarthy's just gorgeous.
She is. She is one hot mama. She's 40 years old, and if you look at her body,
oh my goodness,
it's so hard to believe, you know, that she's 40. But it's funny because in interviews she has said that she struggles with body issues just like everybody else.
Oh, blah,
you know,
blah, blah.
She
right?
she knows. I mean, she knows by the time that she's 50, you know, the girls might not be as perky as they are now. She talked once about, you know, how she's afraid they're going to turn into zucchinis, which I think is funny. You know, she has a sense of humor about it.
And she obviously works out.
Oh yeah, she definitely works out. You know, hardcore. She works out with a trainer, and that's the other thing about celebrities with these hot bodies. You know, they have so much support.
Right.
They have
all these resources.
Right.
They have childcare for their. You know, she's a mom.
Exactly.
So let's go to Halle Berry, another mom. I always want to know: have they given birth? Have they? You know what I mean? Because that wreaks havoc on your body.
Of course.
Except for her.
Except for Halle Berry. I
mean,
mean, it seems like she gets older each year, but her body does not change.
It's amazing.
It's just incredible. But again, she's another one that she really watches her diet. She eats 5 small meals a day, which I know you've probably heard of that before.
Yes.
I mean, when I sit down, I usually eat a pretty big meal, so I don't think that would ever work for me. but celebrities love that kind of diet, and that works for Halle Berry, and she's 46 years old. So, you know, she's 6 years older than Jenny McCarthy, but she's still, I mean, everything's really tight in all the right places.
Yeah, and another one where everything's really tight, and she's over 50 now, Demi Moore.
Right, exactly.
Who's a mom of many kids.
Right,
Demi
Moore is still looking really fabulous. But
how many crunches a day do you think she does? I mean, look at that belly.
I know. I mean, her body is really kind of, you know, part of what gave her such a great comeback when she ended up in the Charlie's Angels movie. You know, that was really the first time that we had seen her. You know, she was flaunting her body on the beach in that movie, yes. And she had this fantastic comeback, you know, until her husband at the time, Ashton Kutcher, publicly embarrassed her. But her body is still totally rocking. And, you know, the other thing about Demi Moore that I want to mention, you know, maybe a few months back, there was a photo of her sitting down at an awards show, and she was wearing shorts. And you could see that she had the cellulite. You know, just because you're Demi Moore and you're rich and famous, you know, you still do have the same kind of flaws that all women struggle with as they age.
Well, everybody has cellulite.
Yeah,
even, you know,
exactly.
But let's take a look at somebody who doesn't seem to, Katy Perry. I mean, look at this bod.
Oh yeah.
But she's young. Is it unfair to compare her to 40 and 50-year-olds?
Right, of course. I mean, she definitely has youth on her side.
Nope, never gave birth.
Right,
so.
Hasn't had any children, so her body hasn't changed dramatically like some of the other women we talked about. The thing about Katy Perry, though, that's so great is that she's really not stick thin. You know, she's thin, she's toned, but she's, you know, a little bit more curvaceous, and that right there is, you know, I think great, because a lot of women obsess over being so skinny, and it doesn't always have to be like that.
Well, and that's what I love about the magazine, is that they're actually showing these are not women who are stick thin, starving themselves. They clearly work out, and they're healthy, and they're beautiful.
Right, absolutely.
And I love that part. And we saw Kim Kardashian. It makes me sad that she allegedly is dieting all the time because she's pregnant. I mean, you know, enjoy it, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, she's always been really kind of obsessed with her body, and now that she's pregnant, I don't think we're going to see her go in the same direction as Jessica Simpson, who just kind of lets herself go and, you know, eats chocolate ice cream if she wants chocolate ice cream. She's still really trying to keep her figure somewhat, because weight has always been an issue for her and something that she's struggled with.
Which is why so many people related to her, I think, because she's a real woman.
Right, and people give her a lot of credit because she did lose a lot of weight as she became more famous, but she really was dedicated to a workout plan, and that's how she did it.
Yeah, you got to work out and be healthy, though, when you're pregnant.
Oh, exactly.
Okay, this is kind of mean, but we love the worst beach bodies list. So let's take a look at number 1 on your list. This is Ivana Ivana Trump. Ivana One Piece, right? But look, she's a woman in her 60s. I mean, she looks pretty. She looks, she's Mama's working it. Big Mama's working it.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I wouldn't really want to see that if I was relaxing on the beach. I mean, but let's be honest, okay? I'm not criticizing her body because she's 64 years old. What I'm gonna say she needs to change is her fashion sense. She shouldn't be wearing a bikini like that. And her daughter, Ivanka, she is just, the epitome of grace and style, and she's so put together. And so I'm wondering,
is that a mother-daughter thing? Like, Ma, you gotta wear the
Mom,
one-piecer.
listen, you're 64 now, you're still looking good for your age, but a one piece is probably going to be a better look for you. That would be the conversation that I would have to have with my mom.
Well, probably a one piece is a better look for most of us, right? Janice Dickinson, let's take a look here.
Janice Dickinson.
She looks too skinny to me.
She looks emaciated, and she has said in interviews that she is completely obsessed with her weight. So she has,
sad.
So she, and she's a former model, so obviously when you're in that kind of industry, you're always focused on your body. People are always telling you, you're too fat, you're too this, but she has said that she's obsessed, and she just doesn't really look that healthy.
Right.
I mean,
I love that you're saying that, because that's a good message to say look healthy.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's take a look at America really quick.
Oh yeah, America Ferrera. Yeah, she's now she's trying to do the sarong, look, which is good. She doesn't really want to show everything off, but she's a curvier woman, And look, I don't want to be mean either, but I think there are probably some better swimsuits out there that would suit her better.
See, a lot of the young girls though, like America, they're working the belly. They've got the jeans and the muffin top and the whole thing, and they don't care. So it's interesting to me.
Yeah. I mean, I guess,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I might put her in a different bathing suit if I were her stylist, but, that's just me.
All right, so look for Dorothy's new show right here on WMCN 44. It's a celebrity-driven entertainment show, obviously, because that's Dorothy's thing, premiering in May. Dorothy, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
It's always fun. Dawn Stenslamenti back with In Touch Weekly's Dorothy Casaseri. I have to bring you back to Dr. Sarah, who's the author of the Orgasm Guide. Did you learn anything from her book? Because you were right here in studio.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you're going to get married this year, so
Yeah, I actually might have to cut this interview short. I have to rush back up to New York to see my fiance. She gave me some ideas.
So do you think that younger people getting married, that there's more honesty and less faking it, or what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think it really depends on the person. I think a lot of times women who, are maybe not really comfortable in the situation, or they feel like they have to, prove something to the person that they're with, I think that's when they fall into the trap of faking it. I think when you're with a person and you're in love and that sort of thing, it's just kind of like, you gotta be real.
Yeah, I think sometimes when you're exhausted and you have kids, sometimes the faking it happens then too. Not that I'm speaking personally or anything, but my favorite thing, Dorothy, was that I love that she said that the cheaters are the ones who die during the intimacy. So I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
All right, we got to get going. Yeah, that's right. It serves them right. We got to get going. But before we go, Dorothy, I want to thank you so much and thank Keswick Theater. There's In Touch magazine. That's with Dorothy. But let's go to Keswick Theater. There we go. Our brand new sponsor. We've got Boney James, April 24th, and then April 26th, Tower of Power, Average White Band. You don't want to miss it. I love the Keswick, and I love you too. Have a good one, everybody.